As you all know, Unifor is Canada's largest private sector union, with 320,000 members in every sector of the economy, including 40,000 in the auto sector right here in Ontario. And like so many workers who've been impacted by the tariffs from the Trump administration, auto workers are extremely, extremely worried about their future. We have been building vehicles in this country for more than 100 years. Our members are proud of what they do. As long as Canadians want to buy cars and trucks, we want to build them right here in Canada. Auto workers have been on the front lines of this trade war since last February, fighting to protect their jobs, their plants, and their communities. And that's why this China deal is a hard pill for them to swallow right now, because they've seen this movie before, where their jobs end up on the chopping block because of some trade negotiation. Opening up the Canadian market to cheap China-owned EVs worsens the situation we have already, where more and more countries and auto companies who build and manufacture nothing here in Canada can sell here in Canada. We cannot sustain an auto industry or the jobs that depend on it if vehicles are no longer built here. Given China's massive, and I say massive, overcapacity in EV production, there is little reason for those companies to establish real and meaningful manufacturing operations in our country. As of today, we have given market access without guarantees or any real commitments. And even if investment were to materialize, experience in other parts of the world shows the core supply chain remains in China, supported by heavy state subsidies, as Flavio has said, very, very low wages and suspect labor conditions, while parts are shipped in for final assembly. This model creates few jobs and fails to establish a meaningful or durable industrial base. Look, there's no sugarcoating this. We are in the fight of our lives here, fending off Trump's tariffs, and that fight just got a little harder. We must collectively come together to stabilize and protect the auto sector we have so we can actually have a future one. It is, after all, foundational to an advanced manufacturing sector in this country and indeed our entire industrial economy. Failing to defend today's auto jobs and supply chains and manufacturing capacity means surrendering the future of the industry altogether. And it is workers, the people who I represent, who will pay the heaviest price. Indeed, they are already paying the heaviest price. Right now, 2 Canadian auto plants are currently idled: GM Cami Assembly in Ingersoll and Stellantis Brampton Assembly. We were on a path to build affordable EVs at Brampton, but that also means we must all work together to make Stellantis live up to its commitment. We have been building the EV future with investments in places like Windsor at the Nexstar battery plant and in St. Thomas with PowerCo's facility. Yet, right now, nearly 4,000 Unifor members are without work, with further losses rippling throughout the supply chain. In addition to Ingersoll and Brampton, the upcoming elimination of a shift at General Motors in Oshawa will impact more than 1,000 workers at that assembly plant and also along the auto parts chain. It's devastating out there. And yes, the root of the problem are Trump's tariffs. Make no mistake about that. No one has been clearer about that than this union from day one to today. The immediate priority for all of us, for the auto sector, must be to get these plants back into operation and stabilize this sector for the workers who depend on it. That must be job one. The federal government is expected to announce details of a new auto policy in the coming weeks, and we know that Minister Jolie has been working very hard at this. Automakers that build and assemble vehicles and support jobs in Canada should be rewarded as long as they live up to their commitments to the workers of Canada. But the free ride has to end for companies that enjoy full access to our markets while investing nothing in Canadian production. Today, more than 40% of the cars and trucks sold in Canada are made by automakers with zero, absolutely zero manufacturing footprint here. That is not sustainable. The China deal just made that situation worse. Any credible federal auto policy must come down to a simple rule. If you want to sell vehicles in Canada, you need to build in Canada and employ Canadian workers. This is our message as a union, and we're sending it loud and clear on behalf of the tens and thousands of Canadian auto workers who are depending on action. Now, I'd like to turn things over to Premier Doug Ford, who has been fighting every single day with us to defend this auto industry and the jobs of auto workers all across this province. Thank you very much.